Chaos and panic erupted in the middle of a live sermon when Bishop Clarence McClendon suddenly collapsed on stage. The shocking moment, caught on camera, left his congregation frozen in disbelief as staff members rushed to his aid. Within seconds, the sanctuary turned from worship to pure fear, and the scene spread like wildfire across social media, leaving thousands asking the same question: what really happened to Bishop McClendon? What caused Bishop Clarence McClendon's sudden collapse? And more importantly, is the celebrated bishop truly okay? The truth behind this shocking incident is far more serious than anyone first believed. Known for his commanding sermons, inspirational messages, and a ministry that stretches across the nation, Bishop McClendon has always been seen as a pillar of strength. But in what was supposed to be a routine service, everything changed in an instant. Right in the middle of delivering his message, he collapsed before his stunned congregation, leaving staff, parishioners, and even online viewers in total shock. Panic spread through the sanctuary as his team rushed to carry him off stage, while questions and rumors exploded across social media. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on what really happened that day. We'll walk you through the exact moments leading up to the collapse, the eyewitness accounts that captured the fear in the room, and the insider updates on Bishop McClendon's health condition. You'll hear how the congregation reacted in real time, the immediate emergency measures his staff put in place, and why this could mark a turning point for his ministry moving forward. And here's where it gets even more concerning. While many assumed it was just a fainting spell, new revelations suggest a deeper, more complex mix of health challenges, relentless stress, and the heavy weight of leadership. By the end, you'll understand why this incident has the entire church community on edge. The entire story, from the startling moment on stage to the aftermath, the gospel community's response, and the supportive responses that flooded social media, will become clear to you by the end of this film. Don't miss the lessons, revelations, and poignant moments that are packed into the story of Bishop Clarence McClendon's collapse. It's a wake-up call for everyone. Bishop Clarence McClendon was giving one of his famous sermons, which are characterized by passion, vigor, and impactful messages, when the startling incident occurred at a crowded Sunday session. Onlookers suddenly saw him stuttering on stage. He spoke authoritatively 1 minute, then slipped and fell, leaving the assembly in complete shock. Witnesses paint a picture of confusion and anxiety. The congregation let forth a gasp, while others froze, uncertain of what to do. Others hurried toward the stage. "It was terrifying," claimed one of the attendees. "You could feel the room fall utterly silent as he was on the floor one moment and preaching the next." People were frantically trying to make sure the bishop was safe. Staff moved swiftly to stabilize Bishop McClendon, carefully lifting him from the stage and guiding him to a secure location while keeping the congregation calm. His team's professionalism and composure were noted by observers, preventing the situation from getting worse. They were trained in emergency response and familiar with Bishop McClendon's routines. Hashtags like #Pray for Bishop McClendon and #Bishop Collapse started trending, demonstrating the immediate and widespread response from the gospel community and beyond. Short videos of the collapse started to circulate on social media within minutes, spreading across Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Fans and followers were shocked, flooding posts with prayers, messages of concern, and well wishes. Though the precise cause of Bishop McClendon's collapse has not been publicly confirmed, medical experts later commented on the incident, explaining that sudden collapses during public speaking are not uncommon, especially for people under intense stress or with underlying health conditions. These collapses can be caused by dehydration, exhaustion, or even cardiovascular issues. While the official statement stresses his stable condition, insiders suggest that the bishop is taking the situation very seriously and may need to reassess his schedule, health, and workload. The cliffhanger is that sources close to the bishop hinted that this incident was not just a simple fainting episode, with some reports indicating that ongoing stress and demanding responsibilities within his ministry may have contributed to this alarming moment. The congregation's immediate reaction was heartfelt, with many people holding hands, praying together, and singing hymns in the moments after the collapse. This outpouring of spiritual support demonstrated the church community's unity in times of crisis, and also demonstrated the deep love for Bishop McClendon. Even after being carried off stage, the bishop reportedly assured his staff and congregation that he was committed to returning to his ministry. This resilience has been a hallmark of his career, but the incident serves as a stark reminder of the human vulnerabilities behind public figures who often appear invincible from the pulpit. Witnesses describe the atmosphere as both tense and profoundly moving, with a mixture of concern for the bishop and shared faith in his recovery. After the shocking collapse on stage, questions immediately arose about Bishop Clarence McClendon's health and what might have caused such a sudden incident. In the next section, we'll explore Section 2, Bishop McClendon's health and recovery, insider updates and medical insights, where we dive into his current condition, the steps being taken for recovery, and expert analysis on what such incidents mean for leaders in high-stress roles. Although his ministry's official statements have stressed that he is stable and receiving care, insiders say the situation is more complicated than first reported. Close sources confirm that Bishop McClendon was assessed by medical professionals immediately after the incident, and preliminary reports indicate that he suffered from a combination of fatigue, high levels of stress, and potential underlying health issues that led to the collapse. Fans and followers quickly responded with messages of support and prayers, and social media platforms were flooded with posts expressing concern, encouragement, and hope for a full recovery. Some familiar with his condition emphasize that such incidents are often a wake-up call, signaling that even the most dedicated leaders need to prioritize their health, even though specific medical details are still private. Notable leaders like Bishop T.D. Jakes, Bishop Noel Jones, and others sent well wishes, further confirming the widespread concern within the faith community. Messages from celebrities, fellow pastors, and gospel artists highlighted Bishop McClendon's influence and the impact of his ministry. According to medical experts consulted by news outlets, collapses during high-stress events are not unusual. Long hours, pressure from public speaking, dehydration, and even anxiety can all contribute to a medical emergency, according to cardiologist Dr. Angela Moore, who also noted that leaders who are constantly under stress are more likely to faint, experience abrupt drops in blood pressure, or experience other health complications related to stress. This approach emphasizes both short-term recovery and long-term wellness, as the bishop's demanding schedule has historically included back-to-back sermons, community outreach, and administrative responsibilities. Insiders say Bishop McClendon is now under close observation, with his medical team making sure he receives rest, proper hydration, and a carefully managed schedule to reduce stress. Immediate medical attention and rest are critical to prevent more serious outcomes. It's impossible to overestimate the emotional impact this event had on the congregation and staff. Many members expressed shock and fear, while others spoke of a renewed sense of gratitude and spiritual reflection. The incident sparked discussions about faith, self-care, and the pressures faced by spiritual leaders who frequently put their ministry before their own well-being. Here's a crucial insider update. Bishop McClendon is expected to fully recover, but his team is reportedly reassessing his schedule for the next few months, which includes limiting travel, separating sermons, and making sure he has enough support on stage and off, as fans have been reassured that this is a preventative measure and not an indication of long-term health problems, underscoring the precautions being taken to safeguard his ministry and health. The bishop has been in contact with close family and staff, stressing the value of rest, prayer, and focusing on what really matters: faith, family, and the community he serves. His calm and resilient attitude has inspired even more admiration from those who look up to him as a leader and role model. The bishop himself reportedly expressed gratitude for the outpouring of love and support. The cliffhanger, however, is that many are keeping a close eye on it. According to insiders, Bishop McClendon might return with a renewed emphasis on health awareness within his ministry, which could include public talks about spiritual balance, stress management, and wellness for pastors and leaders. This could transform a crisis into a powerful message for millions of followers. We'll delve deeply into how fans, peers, and the gospel community responded to the collapse, highlighting emotional tributes, viral social media moments, and the worldwide response to Bishop McClendon's health scare. In the following section, we'll examine Section 3, Congregation and Celebrity Reactions, Messages, Prayers, and Viral Moments. Congregants, staff, and supporters worldwide immediately responded with an overwhelming outpouring of concern, prayer, and support after Bishop Clarence McClendon collapsed on stage, sending shockwaves far beyond the walls of his church. Messages, videos, and tributes flooded social media platforms, demonstrating the profound impact the bishop's life and ministry have had on people all over the world. Congregants rushed to the stage, holding hands, praying aloud, and offering consolation until the bishop's staff could safely lead him off, while others remained seated, trembling but united in silent prayer, illustrating the close bond between spiritual leaders and their congregations in times of crisis. Inside the church, witnesses describe a mixture of fear, concern, and resolve to remain calm. "I've never felt anything like it," one participant recalled. "At the same time as we were afraid, we all experienced a surge of faith and solidarity." The response outside the church was instantaneous. Videos of the collapse went viral on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, receiving thousands of views in a matter of hours. In an effort to mobilize support, fans tagged friends, relatives, and even other Christians in their words of hope and prayer. The hashtag #PrayForBishopMcClendon immediately became popular among followers of spiritual leaders and gospel groups around the world. Gospel musicians and well-known pastors also publicly replied. Heartfelt tributes were sent online by individuals like Yolanda Adams, Bishop Noel Jones, and Bishop T.D. Jakes. Many urged supporters to band together in support of the bishop and asked for group prayer. Scripture passages, video prayers, and messages highlighting faith, resiliency, and communal solidarity were all shared on social media. Bishop McClendon has inspired generations with his messages of hope. One noteworthy post stated, "Now let's encourage him with our prayers." The discussion was joined by musicians who are not in the gospel sector. The narrative was further amplified by the cross-industry tsunami of support that resulted from well-known entertainers, public personalities, and influencers sharing personal stories about how Bishop McClendon's ministry affected their lives. These answers demonstrated the wide-ranging impact of his work, demonstrating that it touches people's hearts from a variety of backgrounds and transcends religious borders. Online, fans also posted heartfelt remembrances. Many recalled times when his teachings or sermons supported them during difficult times, when they were unwell, or when they were feeling hopeless. While young adults expressed thanks for the hope and direction his words offered them during difficult times in their life, parents shared memories of using his lessons to teach their children about faith. The human link woven together by these tales demonstrates the breadth of his ministry. Ministries and churches nationwide also came together. In order to help his recuperation, many organized prayer vigils and live stream services, inviting attendees to join in on the group's spiritual journey. Prayer brought together communities of all sizes, demonstrating that empathy and faith are not limited by geography. Hundreds of people joined together to pray and meditate in support of the bishop, even in virtual gatherings. The amount of support behind the scenes touched Bishop McClendon's family and close colleagues. They spent time viewing prayer videos, reading messages, and felt comforted by the international response. According to sources, this online and in-person support was crucial in helping the bishop feel better during a vulnerable period. However, many people might not be aware of this startling fact. In addition to the prayers, some of the fan tributes went viral because of the heartfelt tales they told. Within hours, videos of members of the congregation sharing their own stories of change, hope, and healing that were credited to Bishop McClendon's teachings garnered thousands of views and shares. These incidents served as a reminder to the world that his ministry is not limited to Sundays. It consistently changes people's lives and spreads inspiration, thankfulness, and faith. Important discussions regarding spiritual leaders' physical and mental well-being were also spurred by the outpouring. Numerous admirers voiced their worries about the demands placed on pastors, highlighting the importance of self-care, relaxation, and support for those who make it their mission to uplift others. This insight highlighted the connection between spiritual direction and human vulnerability, adding a fresh perspective to the conversation. Relationships within the gospel community were also reinforced by the widespread responses. Pastors, musicians, and ministry leaders shared their experiences, showed unity, and reaffirmed themes of faith and hope. This group reaction fostered cohesiveness and showed that when leaders encounter difficulties, the community unites, overcoming hierarchy or rivalry. We'll look at Section 4, the aftermath and ministry impact. How the collapse might affect Bishop McClendon's future, how this incident might affect his schedule, health priorities, and the overall course of his ministry, and what supporters can anticipate in the months to come. There was more than one concerning incident that led to Bishop Clarence McClendon's stunning fall. Discussions concerning the long-term impacts on his ministry, schedule, and leadership style have been triggered by it. A cornerstone of the gospel community for many years, Bishop McClendon is renowned for his fervent sermons, inspirational sayings, and unshakable commitment to his church. But this occurrence has brought to light an important fact. The rigors and strains of ministry life can affect even the most resilient leaders. Church officials and employees had to make snap judgments about continuing services and public appearances in the immediate aftermath. While certain events were rescheduled or temporarily assigned to dependable assistants, others were postponed to give the bishop enough time to rest and recuperate. This short-term change demonstrated the value of long-term leadership and the commitment of his staff, who filled in with ease to keep the congregation running smoothly. According to insiders, Bishop McClendon has been giving careful thought to his work-life balance, personal health, and the speed at which he does his ministry. According to friends and coworkers, he is devoted and meticulous, frequently going above and beyond to make sure every sermon, outreach, and event lives up to his high expectations. Although this motivation has helped him succeed, it might have also played a role in the abrupt breakdown, which serves as a reminder to leaders who give their all to others how important it is to take care of themselves. A more regimented schedule for Bishop McClendon is one significant adjustment that is probably going to happen. According to sources, in order to prevent overstretching, future sermons and public appearances might be spaced out more carefully. Shorter service terms, more administrative task delegation, and vigilant health monitoring during public events could all be part of this strategy. Making sure he can continue to lead successfully without endangering his health is the aim. Updates have been eagerly awaited by fans who have expressed both hope and concern. The fact that Bishop McClendon is handling the pressures of his position and treating the matter seriously has been praised by many, with hashtags like #Bishop McClendon trending. Social media has turned into a focal point for ongoing support, expressing the public's want to see him flourish both spiritually and physically. The incident has also spurred discussions regarding pastors and ministry leaders' health awareness in the larger gospel community. Although the goal of spiritual counseling is frequently to inspire others, it is imperative that leaders take care of their own physical and emotional well-being. Numerous pastors and ministry experts have openly discussed their experiences with burnout, stress, and medical crises, highlighting how Bishop McClendon's story serves as a reminder of a pervasive problem in church leadership. Here's an exciting discovery. According to close sources, Bishop McClendon might incorporate his health journey into upcoming sermons or initiatives. Motivational talks about resilience, self-care, and striking a balance between one's own well-being and spiritual commitment may fall under this category. In addition to educating and motivating his followers, such an endeavor would reveal a vulnerable human side of a leader who is usually viewed as unflappable from the pulpit. Furthermore, there is conjecture that Bishop McClendon would utilize this experience as a springboard to introduce community-focused health programs. These initiatives might establish a new benchmark for ministry leadership by promoting preventive care, stress reduction, and well-being among both clergy and members of the congregation. He might leave a legacy that transcends music and lectures and has a positive influence on innumerable lives by transforming a personal struggle into a broader movement. However, many people are keeping a careful eye on this cliffhanger. Although Bishop McClendon is dedicated to his recuperation, insiders speculate that he might return with significant announcements on new ministry projects, partnerships, or events that are closely related to his own health journey. Given that his return might completely reshape his ministry and impact for years to come, fans and the gospel community are anxiously expecting these updates. In the end, this collapse's aftermath teaches leaders and followers an important lesson. Being resilient means understanding when to take a break, get help, and put your long-term health first rather than trying to push yourself to the limit. Bishop McClendon's reaction to this occurrence will probably go down as a turning point in his career, demonstrating how even highly regarded leaders can change, grow, and inspire others while taking care of themselves.